what are your choices? That's exactly what I was going to talk about. What are those categories? And in my head, I'm going to say 3 or 4 major ones, and you guys fill in the blanks if I miss any. But in my opinion, and I'd like to say good and bad about every category, but that first category to me is the chain salon. Generally, it's a men and children get their hair cut there, and you don't see ladies with the higher end of services, and they generally pay an hourly fee. I say hourly pay, never a commission. Maybe if you go over some certain amount, you might get commission. But to me, the benefit or the plus side of that is they always need hairdressers. So it probably is faster and easier to get a job if you absolutely need money right now. It might be the benefit. And you're probably going to make close to the higher end of what you're ever going to make. So if you need to make $300 or $400 or $500 a week right out of school, if the cap at a chain salon, I don't even know what it is, probably 500 or 600 a week. If you need to make 600 a week, you're probably going to start making 300 or 400 in your first week or two, and then with tips, you'll get there pretty quick. Whereas if you go to that next level, in my opinion, might be a little bit of both, hourly plus commission, doing some training and slowly going to get there. And in the third category, which is what I do, commission only. I don't even pay somebody hourly. If they're looking to come in and I don't know, I feel like paying hourly makes people lazy and they just depend on that and they have no motivation. So to me, if you're not willing to, you just got out of school, you were making nothing in school. Come on over to me and do another month or two making, in their head, I want them to think I might make nothing, but it's so much more valuable because of the education I'm going to get from Bernard. Now, more likely than not, within the first few weeks, they are going to be making hundreds of dollars. But it's going to start off a lot less than that chain salon that you might make 300 or 400 at in your first week or 2 or 3 because you're getting all the hourly wage. You might be more heavily trained and educated. I'm giving up some of my very valuable time, so I'm not going to pay you as much because I'm giving you training instead of money right at first. So it's just an extension of education. But then at some point in those 2 or 3 months, you're going to far exceed the high end of what you'd make in an hourly salon. And then there's no limit to the top end, like the stylist that works for me making $4,000 in a week. So to me, those are the goods and the bads and the trade-offs. And if you need money right away, maybe you jump right into an hourly job in the hair world. And then, of course, one I didn't talk about, you guys tell me where it fits in, is that rental space. I don't know much about it or where it fits or how to think about it.
I mean, me personally, as far as today's discussion is about students graduating beauty school and moving into something, I do not think that opening a studio space for yourself or a suite for yourself right out of beauty school is going to be the best thing for you. And
I agree.
It doesn't mean that you couldn't do it. It just means that you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, and you're literally going to fumble through all of those things, and you're going to live a very stressful first few years of your career, which I guarantee if you have the drive and desire and you really learn everything, you can be successful doing that. So I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying that it takes a very specific individual to go through that. And I personally would never want to fumble through without having someone to help pick me up and get me into a better space. I like having someone learning. My dad would always say this: it's better to learn from someone else's wisdom than from your own mistakes.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That to me is being smart by letting someone else guide you. And then once you make a certain amount of money in a salon, in a commission-based salon, and you've developed enough business sense and understanding of how to create all the rest of the things that go into running a salon, by all means, you want to go out and get your own space or open up your own salon, go for it. And for me, I've taken the stance as an employer that I want my staff to eventually leave me. I want them to get to that point of confidence, because then it becomes a choice for them. Then they go, do I really want to deal with all the other BS I have to deal with in owning a salon? Or do I just want to stay here and be happy and go to work and go home and not have to think about all the drama? Then it becomes their choice. And if they decide, hey, I want to go, but I'm scared, I can say, look, I'll help you. For 10, 15% of your startup, I'll help you. I'll get you moving. And then when you're ready to buy me out of that percentage, we'll do that. And that way they get a little safety net and they get a little bit of help on running the business side too. And it works both ways, because then I can collect on a little bit from them and helping them. And when they're ready to walk out, I do a very simple buyout clause. It doesn't really cost them anything other than a couple of bucks, and then it's all on their own. But they have that safety net of me helping them through that process as well. So I look at it as a way to benefit both them and myself, and offer them something that allows them a little bit of what my dad gave me when he helped me open up my shops.